The morning is my favorite time on the farm. Everything feels new. The air, the light, even my thoughts. When the first rays of sunlight touch the soil, it feels like the earth is waking up with me. I always say that farming begins long before the work starts. It begins with gratitude for a new day. I start my morning by checking on the animals. They are a part of my family and my routine. The sound of cows moving, birds singing, and the smell of fresh air remind me that this is where I belong. Taking care of them gives me purpose and energy for the day ahead. When I feed them, I feel connected. It's a simple act, but it brings peace. After that, I walk through my fields. I look at the plants, touch the leaves, and check the soil. The plants are like friends. They don't speak, but they tell their story through their color and their growth. Some mornings I find new flowers blooming or tiny fruits forming. Those small moments give me happiness that
Once the sun rises higher, the real work begins. The quiet beauty of the morning slowly turns into movement, sound, and energy. Farming may look simple from the outside, but every step requires attention, timing, and care. This is the part of the day when I feel most alive. I start by preparing the field. I loosen the soil, remove unwanted weeds, and check the irrigation channels. The smell of wet soil under the sunlight is something I can never get tired of. It reminds me that I am working with life itself. The soil holds countless stories. Every mark, every seed, every drop of water has its own purpose. Each tool I use has meaning. Some were used by my father and grandfather. When I hold them, I feel connected to their hard work and dreams. These old tools have shaped our land and our lives. Even though times have changed, the spirit of farming remains the same. It's still about patience, honesty, and consistency. While working, I often talk to myself or to the plants. It might sound strange, but it keeps me focused. I believe plants can feel your energy. When you work with love, they respond in their own silent way. They grow healthier, stronger, and greener. Today I am preparing a new area for planting. It's hard work, the sun is bright, and the soil is heavy, but I enjoy every bit of it. When I dig the ground and place the first seed, I always think of it as a promise that if I stay patient and give my best, nature will reward me. Sometimes I stop for a moment, stand up and look around. The wind moves through the crops, the sky stretches endlessly above, and for a second, everything feels still. These are the moments when I realize how lucky I am to live this life, close to nature, away from noise, and surrounded by growth. Farming isn't just work, it's a form of meditation. Every movement, from plowing to watering, has a rhythm. It calms the mind and fills the heart with gratitude. By the time I finish my morning work, my hands are tired, but my soul feels peaceful. That's the reward of honest labor. It leaves you tired, but satisfied. As the sun climbs higher, the heat slowly takes over the land. The soft, cool air of the morning disappears, and the day becomes sharp and bright. This is the time when the farm truly tests your strength. The light feels heavier, the soil gets warmer, and every step requires a little more effort. By midday, I can feel the sweat on my skin and the tiredness in my arms. But that's part of the beauty of this life. Every drop of sweat tells a story of hard work. It's proof that I am doing something real. While most people rest in the comfort of their homes, the farmer works under the open sky, with nothing but faith to protect him. During this time, I take a short break under a tree. There's an old neem tree near the edge of my field. It has been there since my childhood. Its shade feels like a blessing in the heat.
When I sit beneath it, I can feel the cool air and hear the sound of leaves dancing with the wind. In that moment, the whole world feels peaceful again. I usually drink some cool water or buttermilk to refresh myself. Simple things like these give new energy to the body. I take off my cap, look up at the branches, and close my eyes for a few minutes. The sounds of insects and birds fill the air, reminding me that I'm never alone. Even when it feels silent, nature is always alive. Sometimes, while resting, I think about my journey. I think about the work I have done so far and the long road still ahead. Farming teaches you patience, not only with crops, but with yourself. You learn to wait, to adapt, and to trust the process, just like the seeds waiting underground for rain. After resting for a while, I open my lunchbox. It's nothing fancy, usually roti, vegetables, or rice made from my own farm. But that simple food tastes better than anything else, because I've earned it. Every bite carries the effort of the morning. I eat slowly, enjoying the moment, watching the sky, and listening to the quiet hum of the fields. Even though the sun is still strong, I don't rush. Midday is a time to pause, to breathe, and to be thankful. The land may be hot, but the heart stays cool when it is filled with gratitude. Before I stand up again, I always take one last look at the horizon. Endless fields, golden sunlight, and the promise of another.
As the sun climbs higher, the heat slowly takes over the land. The soft, cool air of the morning disappears, and the day becomes sharp and bright. This is the time when the farm truly tests your strength. The light feels heavier, the soil gets warmer, and every step requires a little more effort. By midday, I can feel the sweat on my skin and the tiredness in my arms. But that's part of the beauty of this life. Every drop of sweat tells a story of hard work. It's proof that I am doing something real. While most people rest in the comfort of their homes, the farmer works under the open sky with nothing but faith to protect him. During this time, I take a short break under a tree. There is an old neem tree near the edge of my field. It has been there since my childhood. Its shade feels like a blessing in the heat. When I sit beneath it, I can feel the cool air and hear the sound of leaves dancing with the wind. In that moment, the whole world feels peaceful again. I usually drink some cool water or buttermilk to refresh myself. Simple things like these give new energy to the body. I take off my cap, look up at the branches and close my eyes for a few minutes. The sounds of insects and birds fill the air, reminding me that I am never alone. Even when it feels silent, nature is always alive. After a short rest, it's time to return to work. The afternoon sun is still strong, but the body adjusts to the rhythm of the day. By this time, my mind becomes calm, not thinking too much, just doing what needs to be done. Farming has taught me that the best results come when you stop rushing and start working with patience. In the afternoon, I usually focus on the smaller tasks, fixing tools, cleaning irrigation lines, or checking the health of the crops. These things may seem small, but they are just as important as planting or harvesting. Every detail matters. If one pipe leaks, the water is wasted. If one crop shows signs of disease, it can spread quickly. A good farmer learns to notice even the smallest changes. Sometimes unexpected challenges appear. A pipe breaks, the motor stops working, or clouds start gathering too soon. Instead of getting frustrated, I take these moments as lessons. Every problem on the farm teaches something valuable. How to stay patient, how to think clearly, and how to find solutions without giving up. Today, for example, my irrigation pipe got blocked. It's not a big problem, but it requires time and focus. I kneel down, clean the line, adjust the water flow, and slowly it begins to run again. That small success, fixing something with my own hands, feels deeply satisfying. These are the victories that keep me going.
In the afternoon, I usually meet my neighbors, other farmers who are also working in their fields. We exchange greetings, talk about our crops, or share advice. Farming builds community. We may not have big offices or city meetings.
As the sun begins to sink toward the horizon, everything on the farm changes. The light softens, the air cools down, and the sounds around me become gentler. The busy energy of the day slowly fades into a quiet rhythm. This is my favorite time, when the land starts to rest, and so do I. Evening is the moment to complete all the unfinished work. I walk through the fields one more time, checking the crops, tightening ropes, and clearing tools. The golden light makes everything look more beautiful. Even the tired soil glows with life. I can feel the peace that comes after a day of honest work. The animals know it's evening too. The cows move back to their sheds, the birds return to their nests, and the fields grow still. I feed the animals once again, making sure they have enough water and food for the night. Their calmness at this hour always makes me smile. It's as if they also feel thankful for the day that's ending. I wash my hands and face, letting the cool water wash away the dust and heat. Standing by the well, I often pause to look around. The sky turns orange, pink, and then deep blue. The sunset on the farm is a painting that never repeats itself. Every day, the colors change, and with them, my thoughts also change. As I watch the sun go down, I think about the work I did. Some days are productive, some are slower, but every day matters. Even when things don't go perfectly, I remind myself that growth takes time. The seeds I planted today will not show results tomorrow, and that's okay. Farming has taught me that patience is not waiting, it's working quietly while you wait. Sometimes I record a few moments of the sunset for my diary or for my channel. I want to capture the feeling of peace that fills the air. The sound of crickets beginning to sing, the gentle rustling of leaves, and the soft glow of the setting sun. These are the moments that make life on the farm special. As the light fades, I gather my tools and close the small shed. The sound of the door shutting feels like the end of a chapter. I take one last walk through the path that leads home. The soil beneath my feet is still warm, and I feel thankful. Thankful for the work, for the land, and for another day that passed with purpose. Before stepping inside, I look up at the sky one more time. The first star appears, shining quietly above the dark fields. It reminds me that even after the sun sets, there is always light, small, steady, and full of hope.
Night on the farm feels like a reward. After a long day under the sun, when everything becomes quiet, the farm turns into a world of peace. The wind slows down, the animals rest, and the stars begin to fill the sky one by one. This is when I sit outside my house, take a deep breath, and let my thoughts wander. The sound of the night is different, softer, deeper. Crickets sing in the distance, and sometimes I can hear the rustle of leaves as the wind passes through. These small sounds make the silence more meaningful. I often sit on the same wooden chair near the porch, looking at the fields that now sleep under the moonlight. I think about the day, everything I did, everything I learned, and everything I still need to do tomorrow. Some days bring success, others bring lessons, but every single day brings gratitude. The land never complains, never rushes, and never stops giving. That's the biggest lesson farming has taught me: to stay calm, to give my best, and to trust the process. I open my diary and write a few notes: how the weather felt, how the crops looked, and how I felt inside. Writing helps me remember that life is not just about work, it's about moments. The smell of soil after watering, the sound of animals in the distance, the warmth of the evening tea. These are the small pieces that make life full. Sometimes I also think about the people who watch my videos. People from cities, from other countries. People who have never touched the soil but still love seeing life on the farm. That